Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of RC Classic Garage. Today I want to share the story of how I picked up this 1969 Alfa Romeo 1750 Mach 1 for just £1,000. Now that may seem like an absolute steal, but there was a time when these cars were not such prized classics as they are today. And in this episode I will take you through how I found this car, what it took to restore the car and what that cost, and why I think it's becoming one of the most sought after cars in my collection. Now back in 2009, I had just finished the restoration of my 1967 Alfa Romeo Duetto Spider. And I think, as any Alfa enthusiast would know, Alfa practically stands for always looking for another. And I really set out to buy the coupe version of the Spider that I just restored. And I was specifically looking for a 105 series coupe and going more towards the rarer end of it. So I was looking for either a step nose or ideally a 1750 Mach 1 with the flying buttress seats. I then came across this 1969 Alfa advertised on Gumtree in South Africa. Now fair enough, it had seen better days, it was partially stripped, it was not road ready, but the dry South African climate had saved it from the worst of the rust, and I knew it had pretty good bones. Now back in the 90s and early 2000s, you could pick up an Alfa 105 series for next to nothing. They really were unloved, and they had a bit of a reputation for being a bit temperamental, difficult to find parts, and rust prone. But I've always saw the charm in these cars. So I bought this car for £1,000, knowing it was a bit of a project and I would need to put money into it. But I saw it as a challenge and also an opportunity to bring back what I thought was a great classic back to life. So the first thing I did when I got the car was we stripped it down. We removed the interior, took out all the glass, took out all the chrome work and all the lights, and basically had the outside sandblasted. Now there was a small bit of rust on the car, some in the sills, some in the floor wells, and the wheel well had some patchwork. So we bought new panels, had all the welding work done, and then resprayed this car in the beautiful AR501 that it is today. Now all of that bodywork, panels, welding came to £5,300, including the paint and spray job. Next we tackled the engine bay. So what we did was remove the engine and everything else, had the engine bay sprayed out. The engine had really good compression, so we did not need to do much to the engine besides giving it a major service. We had all the other parts detailed around here. We put in a brand new fuel tank, brand new carburetors, and then took the opportunity to do some upgrades like an electronic ignition and a high torque starter motor. All in, the engine bay work came to £4,000. I then took on the brakes and suspension. So all suspension rubbers were renewed. We put in Bilstein shocks all around, and for the brakes we put in a new master cylinder but upgraded the brakes to larger discs and sport calipers. This is where we did spend a bit of money, and all in that came to £3,800, but the handling of the car is absolutely superb. And then for the interior we went for new seat covers, new carpets, new door cards, and all in came to £2,000. I decided to finish the car off with these replica GTA wheels, and those came with new tyres, and that came to £1,300, but really does make a big difference. So in total I spent £16,500 on the car, and yes, there were times when it felt like it may not be worth it, but I was doing it for the love of the car. But people's perceptions of the 105 started to change, and collectors started to appreciate them for their iconic design, the innovative engineering, and of course their racing heritage. And these went from no longer cheap classics, but to prize classics. So let's take it out for a drive, and you'll see why. Now Jeremy Clarkson famously once said, you're not a true petrol head until you've owned an Alfa Romeo. And that's why it's hard to believe that such a classic Italian icon was so underloved and unappreciated at a point in time. But thankfully time and rarity have showed just what a classic these Italian cars are. And I'm happy that they are now starting to be appreciated by the classic car world, because They really do deserve it. Now, driving a 105 series Alfa is really special. You know, these cars were designed by Giugiaro at Bertoni and were way ahead of their time. It's got a aluminium twin cam engine. It's got a 5-speed gearbox. It's got disc brake all round. And the handling of these cars is just superb, even by modern day standards. Now, it's the roar of that engine and the cornering that's just pure magic. And you know, this car just has a soul that modern cars just can't seem to match. Now, granted, this car does have the common fault of the second gear synchro mesh that has gone and makes second gear a little bit crunchy, but I'll be sorting that out in the next few episodes. Nowadays, you'd probably find it quite difficult to find one of these 105 series GTVs for under £25,000. And it's hard to believe that these cars were once unloved and cheap and are now becoming highly sought after. But to me, they're not about the investments. They're about the journey of driving, using, sharing them, and just enjoying them. Not leaving them under covers in a garage so that the world can't see them. Now, one of my best experiences with this car is taking it to the iconic Goodwood racetrack for a Goodwood track day with my father, and experiencing this Alfa around Goodwood with him is a memory I will cherish forever. And you know, making memories and enjoying the car is what it's all about, because this Alfa is definitely having a life. And you know, I'm proud to be part of its journey, from an underappreciated classic that was found in South Africa to restoring it and watching it become such a prized Italian icon. I've shared this car with other YouTubers like It's Joel and Nightfall Drives, and I'll leave a link to those videos in the description below, so check them out. My goal with these classic cars has always been to be a good custodian of them. And you know, should I ever pass them on in the future to the next generation, know that I passed them on in a better condition than when I received them. I just want to say thanks all for watching another episode of RC Classic Garage. This channel is all about the ownership experience of my classic car collection and sharing it with you guys on YouTube. So please do like and subscribe, and see you all next time.